What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, man. Coming at you with a video here talking about the Houston Texans 2019 season. Yes, it did end horribly. But before I get into all that, I want to talk about from week one all the way up to the divisional round. Now, I am going to start off with week one versus the New Orleans Saints. Texans end up losing that game to start off the season. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. 28-30. It was a last second field goal by the Saints. I think it was like a 40, 50-yard field goal, somewhere around there. That the Saints ended up winning the game. So, started off the season not with a win, but, decent performance, I guess you could say. Pretty good performance. Then the very next game, let me get back to week one. I had gave that game an A. I graded that game an A. And I believe the reason why I graded that game an A is because it showed that we can hang with the big boys and with Drew Brees. Now, I know Drew Brees ended up getting injured like 2 or 3 games later or something like that, so he was out for most of the season. Well, not most of the season, but several games. But this particular game, we did end up playing the Saints with Drew Brees. And, I thought, we played them pretty decent. Like I said, took a last second field goal for them to win, and it was a very long field goal, so it's like our defense held up. Deshaun Watson had 3 touchdowns and 1 interception in that game. Excuse me. And he also rushed for a touchdown. So, 4 touchdowns. So, pretty decent. I'm not going to go through every single stat of all the games because I don't want this video to be too long, but it's going to be a little bit lengthy, if that makes sense. Now, week 2, we end up playing the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. Our first home game of the season, of course, because first one we played in New Orleans. Excuse me. We ended up winning that game 13-12. A lot closer than what it should have been, but hey, that's just how it goes at times. We're not going to blow out every team. We're not going to, show dominance all the time. Sometimes things just don't go the way we want them to go. But at least we got the win. That's all that matters. We got the win. Now, in this particular game, Deshaun Watson did not throw for a touchdown, but he did. Excuse me, he did rush for 1. He had a passer rating of only 70.9, so might as well say 71. Not good at all. And I gave that game. I rated that game. Excuse me, I graded that game. Sorry, can't talk all of a sudden. I graded that game a B plus. Then we go on the road to face the Chargers. We end up winning that game 27-20, week 3. Now, in this particular game, the second, I guess you could say, legend that we faced. First one being Drew Brees and then Phillip Rivers. I guess you could say he's a legend, Phillip Rivers, that is. Hey, he's been playing the game for a lot. He has great numbers. I know he haven't done much, in his NFL career. But, hey, he done pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? So, we end up winning that game 27-20. Watson had 3 touchdowns in that game, no interception, with a passer rating of 135. Not bad. And in that particular game, I graded that game an A minus. Only reason why I graded that game an A minus is because the Chargers are not the Chargers of old, and we shouldn't have not struggled against that team to beat them by only 7 points. But nonetheless, we got the win. That's all I'm happy about. You win game. Because that's how any competition is measured, by wins and losses. Plain and simple in the discussion. Then week 4, we played the Carolina Panthers without Cam Newton. He didn't play at all in this game. We ended up losing this particular game 16-10 at home. To me, this was a game that we should have not lost, But like I said before, you're not going to win them all. You're going to lose some games that you shouldn't have lost. And you're going to win some games that you're like, wow, I can't believe we won. It is what it is. Just how competition goes. But hey, it happens. Things happen. Now, with that being said, though, Deshaun Watson did not throw for a touchdown, but he did rush for one. And he had a passer rating of only 75.3. Like I said before, I'm not going to go through all the stats of all the players of every game, just quarterback. And I'm going to tell you why I say this at the end of this. Now, I did give this loss a B minus. We ended up losing this game, and I was like, wow. Without Cam Newton, who kind of resembles Deshaun Watson a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. Then we go to week 5, the first game of the season where we showed a little bit of dominance. We played the Atlanta Falcons. We ended up winning this game 53-32. Although we still gave up 32 points. And I will get back to that 32 points a little bit later. We ended up giving up 32 points, but we still dominated the game. Now, we won this game. Now, in this game, Deshaun Watson threw for 5 touchdowns, almost like his rookie season, throwing for a lot of touchdowns. And had a passer rating of 158.3. Not bad. Showed a little bit of dominance there. And with this win, I gave it an A+ because we came out and we showed that we can do this. A lot of people saying, yes, the Atlanta Falcons, they ain't nothing. Hey, when you got a chance to show a little bit of dominance, you take it, you run with it. You deserved it. You do what you got to do. Now, like I said, I gave that win an A+. Then our next game, we went on the road to face the Kansas City Chiefs in week 6. We ended up winning this particular game 31-24. Now, I do remember a lot in this game. We could have ended up scoring more points in this particular game because we had a lot of penalties that we put on ourselves. Drop passes, drop touchdown passes, all that good stuff, which was crazy. Now, like I said, we ended up winning this game. And when we won this game 31-24, we ended up, showing a little bit of dominance against some good coaches and good teams. Like I said, we could have scored more points in that game, but we had a lot of self-inflicted injuries. I mean, not injuries, I'm sorry. A lot of self-inflicted penalties against ourselves in this particular game. Watson threw for 1 touchdown, rushed for 2. He threw 2 picks, a passer rating of 77.5. Not good at all. And with that particular game, week 6, I did get that win an A+. And the reason why I gave that win an A+, because of the legendary coach of Andy Reid. Now, with that being said, though, like I said, a good team. We showed a little bit of dominance. Week 7, we still on the road. We go to the Colts. And we end up losing this game 23-30. Now, in this particular game here, Watson threw for 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Had a pass rating of 81.5. Crazy. I know. Now, like I said, keep in mind, I am going to go back and at the end of this, let you know why I brought up those 32 points against the Falcons and why I'm only talking about Deshaun Watson's stats in every game. So stay tuned. Now, with this particular loss here to the Colts, I did give this one here a B-. Now, I know a lot of people, when I said this, will wonder why I give this one a B-. Well, because at least it wasn't a blowout loss, and it's a divisional game. Division opponents know you more than any other team because you play them twice a year. Sometimes, like last season, 3 times a year, like we did with the Colts last year in the playoffs. Twice in the regular season because of the division. Then we played them in the playoffs when we lost, in in the wild card round last year. Then we go on the road to we go back home, to NRG and play the Oakland Raiders. Now, at this particular point in time, the Raiders was a pretty decent team. I don't know what happened, but they end up falling off. Don't know what happened. Now, we end up winning this game 27-24. Hey, we got the win. That's all that matters. Like I said, in any competition, there's always wins and losses. No matter what sport, no matter what kind of competition, if you're just racing your friend down the street, you can lose by an inch or two. But the bottom line is, did you win? That's all that people are going to wonder. Did you win? Like the first man on the moon, Neil Armstrong. Can y'all tell me who was the second man on the moon? Bet you y'all don't even know. You're going to have to go and look that up. See what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter. So the number one thing is, did you win? Yes, we won. So with week 8, we end up winning this game 24-27. Like I said, I end up giving this win an A-. Now, the reason why I gave this game an A- is for several things. But the number one thing is that Deshaun Watson had 3 touchdowns, a passer rate of 115. Now, the reason why I gave this game an A- is because at this particular time, we traded for Conley, who was at their time and probably still is, was the best corner at the time. And I was thinking, it could just be me. I was thinking that we should have put up a better performance than that. You know what I'm saying? We traded for their best corner, and I thought maybe that we would show a better performance than what we did. But nonetheless, like I said, we ended up winning this game. That's all that matters. Like I said, wins and losses. And I'm gonna get to you why I keep bringing up wins and losses as well too at the end of this video. Now, let's go ahead and go to week 9. We played the Jacksonville Jaguars again. Our first time going over to London, going overseas to play. Now, I gave this game an A+. Wish I could have gave it a higher grade, but there is no such thing. I would have gave it an A+++. 3 pluses, I should say. Now, I know you're going to say that's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Duh. We ended up winning this game 26-3. Show some dominance. Now, the reason why I wanted to give this game a higher grade than an A+ is because the simple fact of going overseas to play. Texans' first time ever going overseas to play. Playing an early game. I ended up watching the game. I think it was like 7:30 in the morning. I woke up early just to watch that game. I think it was like 7:30, 6:30, something like that. My time. Early in the morning. And I watched a few videos to show how teams prepare to go overseas. And it's a lot of things. People don't understand. It was a lot. And at that time, we had some injuries as well to some of our best players. I'm trying to remember them all. I can't think of them right now at the top of my head. But we had some injuries to certain players that didn't even make the trip overseas. And we go overseas, we show nothing but dominance over there. So that's what made me give this game an A+, because that was our first time for us. And I'm glad we overperformed on that. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of Texan fans over there. A lot. I remember watching that game. And matter of fact, I still had this game recorded. It was a lot of Texan fans over there. And I was shocked. So with that being said, though, I just couldn't be like, wow. I just couldn't believe it, how many Texan fans over there. Now, like I said, we got the win. And Deshaun Watson threw for a touchdown. I mean, two touchdowns, no picks. Had a passer rating of 120.4. And that was another game that we had some self-inflicted penalties that we could have scored more points. Week 10, of course, we have our bye week, which was good. We need some rest, let some people, heal up from their injuries. Week 11, coming off our bye, coming off a good win. At that point in time, we're on a 2-game winning streak. Had a bye, get some rest, come from overseas. Some players probably still enjoyed being over there a little bit longer than what they should have because, they had the bye week. So, we come off our bye and we played the Baltimore Ravens, who was lighting up everybody all season. Week 11, we end up losing this game. We get blown the hell out. A lot of people saying, hey, Texas should have been more prepared. They had the bye week. They go into this week here. We should have been more prepared than what we was. Hey, true or not, I can see that point. But we end up losing this game 41-7. And I graded this game an F-. The reason why I graded this game an F- is because a few people who said that was right. Yeah, we should have been more prepared. We had time to heal up. We had time to rest. I'm not saying that we wasn't really prepared, we wasn't mentally there, nothing like that. But like I said before, sometimes you're going to get blown out. Sometimes you're going to blow out some teams. Sometimes you're going to win some close ones. Sometimes you're going to lose some close ones. Even to teams that people think you shouldn't have won against or lost against. Just how it goes. It sucks, but that's the spirit of competition. So we end up losing this game 41-7. I grade this game an F-. And in this particular game, Deshaun Watson didn't have any touchdowns. He threw for 1, had a passer rating of 63.7. A.J. McCarron came in at the end of this game, didn't throw for any touchdowns either. He didn't have any interception. Like I said, Deshaun Watson had 1. A.J. McCarron had a passer rating of 39.6. Crazy. Yeah, I know. But, hey, it is what it is. So, after that embarrassing, crazy loss, we go home. We face the Indianapolis Colts again. Week 12. We end up winning this game 20-17. Like I said, with divisional games, a lot of them are going to be close. With the Titans, well, not division, Texans, Titans, Colts, Jaguars. A lot of these games are going to be close. And like I said, at this particular time, the Colts was doing pretty good. Now, I don't know what happened down the stretch with them, but hey, So week 12, we end up winning 20-17. I gave this game an A+ because, like I said, division opponents. They know you better than any other team because they play you so much. They know you. So with this here, Deshaun Watson threw for 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. Had a passer rating of 104.6. Not bad. Pretty good. Then, excuse me, week 13. We play another good team, another good coach in week 13, another good quarterback. We played the New England Patriots. We end up winning this game 28-22. Now, with this game here, week 13, I gave this game an A+. Now, this game here was not as close as the score says. We ended up winning by 6. And the reason why is that because we was up big. Patriots scored, 13 points or something 13 points in the last, 3 or 4 minutes or whatever. They tried to come back, make a comeback at the end of the game. And we started playing that lackadaisical defense. So this game was really a blowout. I know the score doesn't say it, but this game was really a blowout. And I hate the fact that a lot of times we do play that lackadaisical defense, and it doesn't never work in our favor. I hate that. Don't know why we do that, but hey, we do. So we ended up winning this game 28-22. I gave this game an A+. And yes, this was the game that I was telling everybody we were going to win. Just like I told everybody we were going to win the Chiefs game. A lot of people was like, nah, no, we ain't. No, we ain't. Nah, we ain't going to beat Andy Reid. He was a great coach and all that stuff. We ain't going to beat Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. I told you we were going to win it, and we won it. Now, getting back to the game, Deshaun Watson threw for 3 touchdowns, had a passer rating of 140.7. Pretty damn good. And I know they had that trick play with Hopkins throwing a touchdown to Watson. So Watson ended up catching a touchdown, which was funny. And DeAndre Hopkins threw for a touchdown and had one touchdown. Excuse me. And for 6 yards. Had a passer rating of 131.2. Hey. I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up. Sorry. That was crazy. Oh man. That was funny. So then after that loss, we on another 2-game winning streak. We go home, and this is one of those games that I was talking about. Sometimes you're going to win some, sometimes you're going to lose some that you should not have won or should not have lost. We played the Denver Broncos at home, and we got embarrassed. We ended up losing this game 38-24, week 14. Now, I ended up giving this game an F- because this is one of those games that we should not have lost like this, or at least not having Deshaun Watson trying to do everything in this game to win, because he was doing what he could to try to win this game, but it was not to be. So, with that being said, Deshaun Watson threw for 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, had a passer rating of 63.1. Wow. Wow. So, now, and that was Kareem Jackson's first game back in Houston after signing with the Denver Broncos. And Bradley Roby, first time playing his former team as well. Which I did say in that game that those two was going to try to show their former teams what's up. It was not to be for the Texans, but that was one game that we should not have lost because we was on a roll, winding down the end of the season, and then now we're really jockeying for a playoff position. A lot of people saying that loss right there to the Broncos knocked us out of a bye week. Could have. I think it was a loss earlier in the season, but can't say that they're wrong for that. It is what it is. So, moving on. Week 15, Tennessee Titans. We end up winning this game 24-21. Like I said, division opponents. Houston's old team versus Houston's current team. We end up winning this game 24-21, week 15. I gave this game an A. Because like I said, division opponent, they know you better than anybody else. So in this particular game, Deshaun Watson threw for 2 touchdowns and 2 picks, had a passer rating of 92.1. Not good at all. But with that being said, though, like I said, division opponents. Everybody knows division opponents know you better than anybody. Don't believe me? Ask the Patriots week 17 versus the Miami Dolphins. Now, moving on. Week 16 versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, in this game, I did have to eat some crow, admit that I was wrong. Did not realize how good the Buccaneers defense was. Great defense. That their offense wasn't nothing. Like a better phrase. We ended up winning this game 23-20. Like I said before, what's matter than any competition? Wins and losses. That's the only thing that matters. Doesn't matter how much you win by. Doesn't matter how little you win by. All they're going to say is, did you win? You win by 100 points, only one slot going to go in that W column. If you win by 1 point, only one little slot going to go in that win column. So it doesn't matter. All you need to know is, did you win? Yes. Okay, fine. So at this point, after this win, Texans claimed the AFC South division Happy about that. Didn't have to worry about week 17. Before I get to week 17, though, week 16 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know why they call it Tampa Bay when it's really Tampa, Florida. But anyway, get a game of B plus, and the reason for that was because of a lot of penalties. And I did not take those interceptions that the Texans got for granted, or was too happy about it, because I was like, Jameis Winston, he's known for throwing a lot of picks. I think he had 32 touchdowns and 32 picks. I forget what it was, but at that point in time, he matched however many touchdowns he had for the season with however many picks he threw. Wow. Now, getting back to the Texans here, Deshaun Watson didn't throw any touchdowns. He threw one pick and had a passer rating of 62.5. So, Texans, was running the ball, got a rushing touchdown and a bunch of field goals. So, with that being said, though, all that matters is that you win. A lot of these wins are going to be ugly, but did you win? That's all that matters. Now, going on to week 17, like I said, in week 16, and with that win, we locked up the division. Wasn't really worried about week 17. We sat a lot of our starters, in the final game of the season. I'm not going to say didn't take this game serious, but not as serious as we should, because had nothing to lose. Nothing to gain either, because at this point, no matter whether we won or lost, we're still going to be the 4th seed in the playoffs. So sit players, rest them, let them heal up from some injuries, because this time I think Deshaun Watson was suffering from an ankle injury. So was I can't think of that offensive Tonsil, I think it was as well suffering from a leg injury. Hopkins was too. He was a little bit banged up. So we said we're gonna sit some players. So we did. And I noticed AJ McCarron's first start, and I don't think he did too bad for his first start in 2 or 3 seasons, something like that. We ended up losing this game though, 35-14. Now, I did not really give this game a grade because of that. And I know the Titans needed this win to get into the playoffs, but we rested a whole lot of our players. Now, I did not give this game a grade. But if I was to go ahead right now at this point and give this game a grade, I give it a C. Because like I said, we rested a lot of our starters. And then on top of that, as the game was going, we pulled out some of the starters that we started. We pulled them out. They only played a little bit in this game. So it was basically second and third stringers versus their first stringers. So with that being said, though, we ended up losing this game by 21 points, by 3 scores. But you got to take all that into consideration. And I do know, like I said before, all that doesn't matter. Did you win or did you lose? So let's go into the stats with this one. Like I said, I know Watson, he sat in this game. He did not play. AJ McCarron did not throw for a touchdown. He threw for 1 pick. Had a passer rating of 65.2. Duke Johnson rushed for a touchdown, and so did AJ McCarron. So, we didn't do too bad in that particular game. Now, on to the playoffs. Versus the Buffalo Bills. We started off this game slow as hell. Couldn't do nothing. Middle of third quarter, I want to say it was like 9 minutes or something like that left in the third quarter. J.J. Watt got a sack, and that just ignited a flame in the whole stadium, the city, the team, everybody. Because that's when we scored 19 straight points. The Bills had to kick a field goal to send it to overtime because we could have won that game. We go into overtime, it's back and forth a little bit. We end up winning this game in overtime with 3 or 4 minutes left in the game. In overtime, that is. So we end up winning this game 22-19. Now, I did not grade this game either. But if I was to grade this game, I would give it a A-. Reason why? We played pretty good. I know a lot of people saying, y'all struggle against the Buffalo Bills, who has the 23rd ranked offense. But fail to mention that the Buffalo Bills has, I think, if I'm not mistaken, leave me a comment below, let me know if I'm right or wrong. They had the number 4 ranked defense. Pretty damn good. In this particular game, Deshaun Watson threw for 1 touchdown, no pick, but had a passer rating of 121.2. Pretty damn good. He also rushed for a touchdown as well, too. So, pretty good. He also rushed for a 2-point conversion as well in that game, too. So, with that being said, after that, we go to the Kansas City Chiefs for the divisional round. I did not grade this game either. But if I was to grade this game, I would give this game an F-. Now, the reason why I would give this game an F-, oh my God, where do I begin? We started off in this game 24 straight points. I know we had got a special team touchdown, so in all actuality, we scored 17 points from our offense to start the game. But nonetheless, 24 straight points. Man, oh man, oh man. We ended up losing this game by 20 after going up 24-0. That was NFL first. Team down by 20 plus points, ended up winning the game by 20 plus points. Wow. Beginning of this game, I ain't gonna lie, I was hyped. I was ready. I was hyped. I'm like, yeah, everything's going right. First time all season, we start off hot. Because before this game, we only scored 10 points on our first drive all season. 3 against the Jaguars when we went to London, and 7 the first time we played the Titans in week 15. So we scored 24 straight points. I was on fire. I'm like, what? Hell yeah. But we ended up losing 51-31. Because our defense couldn't stop anything. I'm like, seriously? But with all that being said, let me go ahead and get to the stats. Deshaun Watson threw for 2 touchdowns, no picks, passer rating of 95.7. And he also rushed for a touchdown. Now, let me go ahead and get to why I'm talking about Deshaun Watson's stats in this game. Deshaun Watson now is on contract year. The man has been doing what he has to do to help us win games since he got here. His rookie season in 2017. Yeah, 2017. I think he should get paid, which is one of the reasons why I think that we let Clowney walk, because we know we know that we're going to have to pay this man, pay Deshaun.